Hey, hope you're doing well and hope you are having a wonderful holiday kind of season with your family. And today I just wanted to do a reflection video. I haven't been doing these enough the past couple of months and days. I don't know if it's because of the amount of tasks that I decided to take upon within academics as well as side hustles. Um, but it's something that I need to do more of. And I hope to create these videos to kind of document and know myself better. Thus, I have some questions that I've listed down to answer and share, talking about some of the challenges as some of the wins. And yeah, this is just kind of reflecting, finding that authentic self, because it's really hard. Also, when you see a lot of strangers and they don't know you, but this is something that I just want to do for myself because I think it's going to help out if a younger version of me was hearing this. So here's the first question. What weighed on you and caused you the most amount of stress? And I listed, there's two things. Number one is addiction of social media and consumption. This probably happened during around May or June after finishing live streaming for a year every single day. I didn't really extend the goalpost. I had long-term goals, but they were very vague, and I didn't have something that I wanted to do. I kind of maintained it, and it kind of became unclear of what I truly wanted, and thus doing these live streams was more of like I'm just doing it for keeping myself accountable, but there wasn't that spark. And yeah, the second thing would be live streaming. Like it almost became like a job that people demanded me to continuously live stream. They don't know me. We've scaled this community to more than 50,000 amazing people, and there's a small minority of people who still appreciates for who I am, but majority of the people, like for example, the past like 1 week I've been trying to create a tool for procrastination and time management. I recently put up some YouTube posts asking you guys what are some challenges that you guys have, and I struggle with the same things, like with time management and procrastination. That's why the importance of building a system, especially during nighttime. That's when the gremlin within me kind of comes up, and where I kind of fall into the hedonistic treadmill of consuming and consuming. But I'm still really grateful, of course, for feeling that pang of shame and guilt, because it allows me to reassess. But going back to it, I don't like it. And I could share you if I open YouTube, for example, and if I show you some of the comments. I have it. No live stream today. We need a live stream. Is there no live stream today? No study today. I know I shouldn't be reading comments, and I didn't used to, but I wanted to connect better. I wanted to understand better, but I think the medium of how I'm doing it is maybe incorrect. I'm sure if I got a chance to talk with these people, but it also allows me to understand that human beings are selfish in nature, and that's okay, and I'm willing to provide, but there's also I also have to think about finances. I also have to think, is it sustainable? And yeah, I have different projects that I want to do, I want to share, and I'm not going to kind of put myself in a little bubble where I get too comfortable. And that's something I need to make clear for myself. I've kind of built this identity around me for, I guess, the past year of being this hardworking, intelligent person, and maybe like a fraction of that is true, but I'm still figuring out like how to build self-discipline. It is a mastery. It's a skill that I have to practice every single day. That's what's super scary. I still deal with the morning kind of distractions of like, oh, I don't want to get up. There's days where I might fail, but as long as I have that negative emotion that propels me to change, it gives me meaning. So yeah, I went on a little tangent. I hope it was not too negative. That's the first one. Wage you most stress. But I guess it's also a good thing, because now I'm more aware of like how to approach these stresses and figure out solutions. And from how I attempt to solve the addiction and the social media consumption, I have to just build a system. I have to build a tool or something that I could utilize almost religiously, so that I don't fall into the relapse, or make sure I reassess, have a kind of a point of initiation, plan things out, and then make sure I actually implement it to get to the desired outcome. And that's what I'm trying to create. As for people expecting, go watch other people, go watch other live streams. Next question. What was a challenging moment where afterwards you experience most personal growth? The challenging moment where you experience the most personal growth? I stated procrastination and time management. That's probably the most challenging moment, because it's so easy, especially for my, like, the gremlin. I talk about the gremlin, which is the voice inside my head. Like those cartoons where there's like a devil and there's an angel kind of speaking to you. I would associate gremlin with like more of the devil tempting me, and I give into it. Like it's like, especially when it's like during nighttime, and there's like some wild documentary, like a National Geographic, and lions fighting with each other, or bears having a wrestle, or chimpanzees. Like I love like wildlife videos. Or if there's like some food, like I'm really craving some chocolate, and there's chocolate in the counter, then I'm like, oh my gosh, before I know it, it slips in. So I would probably state like maybe self-control. It's another challenge for personal growth. Let's see. What was the most surprising project, person, or experience of the past year? I would say the creator economy was super surprising. Like recently, I would say recently, the past year, I was finding all of these wonderful solopreneurs who are creating kind of their side projects and really challenging kind of like the norm of how traditional business is being done. And although it may be a little eerie to say the word influencer, or to become, what does being a creator mean, for them to provide some type of service, building things in public, I found that whole idea super fascinating. And I could talk about this more in depth to kind of share what's so surprising. The fact that you could outsource most of the task through different third-party websites, while still being able to bootstrap products from using no-code tools. I thought that was pretty fascinating. I'm not sure if I'm making if that even makes any sense. But I just found the whole idea of starting a business with one person and bootstrapping it from zero and scaling it up. That idea was super cool. Next thing, with which relationships had the biggest positive impact on your happiness and growth as a person? Probably a lot of leaders around the web. I would say a lot of my friends are dead. For example, some stoic leaders, or even kind of frameworks that I remind myself, like from Ray Dalio, pain plus reflection equals progress. There's so many nuggets of wisdom that you could gain from listening, from interviews, from reading books and articles. And I would state that kind of reminding myself of these nuggets had a really positive impact on growth. And the next question was, what were the 3 hardest conversations you had, and what did you learn from them? And I hope you guys also are able to follow along with me in these exercise of asking questions about the past year, because I think that reflection allows you to really understand yourself. And Socrates has once stated that the beginning of wisdom is when you start knowing yourself. And for me, the 3 hardest conversations I stated with having the conversations with myself, of reflecting, recognizing that I am not who I perceive to be. And oftentimes we create these, I don't know what the right word, gandalized, that's not a word, super big version of ourselves, the ego aspect, I think. I get affixed to that identity. I need to maintain this, but that really puts me in voluntary imprisonment. And I recognized that, like, I was creating a bubble of comfort, and that was a really hard conversation, to recognize that I'm much bigger and I can and should be striving for more discomfort rather than finding something that is maybe somewhat comforting now for the sake of where I want to and where I should go. And then the next one is, what's one new thing you learned about yourself this past year? And I wrote down, I'm flawed, and to be good requires battling every single day. And I agree. Yeah, you really do have to battle every single day. There is no golden day, sunset's not like a movie. It is a battle. Every day is a battle. Some days you won't win. Some days, whatever arbitrary task or deadlines that you have to meet, some days you might just not be able to get it done, and you might beat yourself up over it. Some days you might not win. Some days you might win greatly. You accomplish every single task that you have set out for yourself. But still, no matter what, just recognize what is truly, truly important in your lives. The relationships that you have, the family and friends, about your values. Those things I also found super important, and that I'm flawed for at times, not kind of living up to that code that I know I need to implement and practice. And I also wrote some other things. I also want to speak with more people. This is a way of understanding others and allowing me to kind of share the idea that we could learn from literally anyone. And I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to speak with maybe around 8 or 10 people through the Vision podcast. And I think I want to make that more important. I want to speak with more people. If you guys have any people that I should reach out to or collaborate with, this is kind of outside my comfort zone, but I want to be willing to kind of reach out to people and kind of see what's going on in their minds and learn from them. And then I also wrote what I lacked, which is self-control and the lack of systems. Although I was spending quite a lot of hours, I wouldn't necessarily say all of those hours was efficient. So right now I'm really building some sort of system where I could optimize and kind of utilize as a second brain. And I'm currently building a tool for you guys. The system that I'm talking about, related with productivity, helping you stay accountable and not falling into the traps of procrastination. But this, of course, the best tool is your own mind. Your own mind is probably the biggest reason why you're procrastinating in the first place. But I want to make something that is as frictionless as possible, something that I could utilize every day, and that uses, you know, a little bit of self-control, but combined with a tool that it allows me to get to the desired goal and allows me to visualize. And I also want to build a team who's willing to help me scale. I really do envision kind of our channel being some net positive, a good a message of teaching others to get to a desired goal that they want to building their ideal selves. I think, I mean, like, the whole reason why we started this was because I wanted to lead through by practice, by walking the walk, not just talking. So if there is anyone who is interested in helping me scale, if you have any sort of skills, it could be coding, it could be design, UI, web development, marketing, it could be community building, it could be writing, it could be speaking, it could be, I'm not sure, I'm trying to think of all the various of skills you could have. There's so many. If you're interested, feel free to let me know, and just write a comment saying I'm interested, and I'd love to reach out to you. But yeah, I guess that's my kind of like yearly reflection. I know I want to make more kind of authentic reflections, but I'm not sure why I haven't been doing that as much, but that's another goal of mine, I guess this following year. And also, I guess I'm looking forward to this next year because of the 12-month hero journey that we'll be doing. But yeah, just wanted to give you an update on that, and I hope to catch you guys soon. All right, stay strong and keep on fighting. Peace.